back? Could be.
We are back.
All right. Well, let's get everything resituated here. Cool. So, got the music back. There was a redacted scene that Twitch didn't want you to see. And if you want to see it, you'll want to check out the YouTube link down below, subscribe, and you can catch the unedited version on YouTube.
Solid segue.
In any case.
Hard to believe Lek would just do that to a random goat.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's going to have trouble walking. I can sense it.
So, Vega and Lek are making their way down.
Was the goat Bert?
No, it wasn't Bert.
Oh
Okay,
my
just
god!
making sure. I'm just making sure. I gotta look out for my boy, you know.
You're a monster!
Sorry.
You're good. You're good. I'm just refreshing all of my commands here. So, go ahead and wrap up the conversation that you were having, sans the redacted portion.
I was just telling him to make sure that the book remains clean because I do have to return it to the library.
No, don't worry. That's why I bring extra clothes.
Wonderful.
And Lek puts it in his bag.
All right. So you guys are making your way through the cutting snow, and it looks like the roads have been cleared for the most part, as some trade caravans have come through these roads, the most populated roads in all of the 10 towns, which makes sense with all of the speakers of the 10 towns coming and attending that meeting. So there's a good amount of tracks to follow, and you feel confident that you won't be lost along the way. But in any case, let's see. I was rolling to see if anything would happen before we had our crash. Let me look at those results. It looks like you guys come across an individual who is pulling their own wagon along these roads. Sled, rather. My apologies. And he waves you down and he says, I'm delivering some goods to shops around 10 towns, but I'm also setting up shop along the roads along the way. Anything of interest? And as you kind of pull closer, you see that he has a collection of spell scrolls.
Ooh, that could be of interest. What might you have?
Well, he pulls up his little cover and he says, I have a scroll of darkness here. Don't have a hard time selling that one. This one here is Blade Ward, protection from poison, greater restoration, warding bond, and scorching ray. That's what I have here to deliver to Bryn Shander, but I'll cut them to you at a discount.
What are you looking for them?
For which one? They're all different.
Well, all of them.
For all of them? You want all of these?
Why not?
We're looking at say 600 gold for the lot of them.
Well, wouldn't Bryn Shander need them?
Sure. Anyone would need them. They go for sale at the scroll shop in town.
Can I inside this guy, see if he's trying to fleece stolen goods?
Yeah, you certainly can.
I'm gonna use that DM inspiration.
Okay.
That's
17?
Everything seems to be on the up and up as you try to read him, and then you look to see what exactly is all in his sled, and it looks like it's stacks of rune paper, other materials, some like a collection of inks, particularly materials that are used in scribing these scrolls.
Zizix is going to say, would you trade all of these scrolls for, say, a bag of holding?
A bag of holding. And he says, sure. How big's the bag?
Well, big enough. It's a bag of holding.
Right, but in my experiences with bags of holding, you need an apparatus that is wide enough to put the things you would like to insert in it. Like if I say, this coin purse. If this coin purse was a bag of holding, I couldn't put your greatsword in it. The hilt is too large. It would not go through.
Well, I mean, if you have that kind of attitude, I could see how it could be a hindrance.
It is indeed a hindrance. It's a practicality of the matter.
All right. One second. Let me do some math. And Zizix is just gonna walk away, start like assigning numbers and things like that.
May I inspect the Scroll of Darkness, good sir?
Sure, absolutely. As he hands it over to you, and you see that this scroll case is completely black. But if you hold it up into the reflection, you see eyes, just very, very slightly indented into the scroll itself. As it catches the reflection of the sun that is outside, you can take notice of this matte black indention.
Is there any way I can tell what the scroll does from looking at it?
So you would know that this scroll contains the spell Darkness. I believe it is a 15-foot radius of magical darkness that no one can see through unless you have certain abilities that allow you to see inside of magical darkness.
How much for this scroll, good sir? I know you mentioned you were having some trouble selling it.
Let's see. And he looks back at you and he says, for that one, I'll give it to you for 125.
Gold?
Yes.
Thought you said it was a hard seller.
Well, that's, with my time and the raw materials needed, that's barely making any profit.
I see. All right, well, thank you anyways, good sir. And I hand it back to him.
And
Zizix
he looks back to Zizix and says,
he's gonna come back, kind of nodding his head. He's like, yeah. So, by my calculations, it'll have a 2 feet diameter at the mouth of the bag. It's 4 feet deep. Can hold up to about 500 pounds, and anything that you put in there doesn't weigh any more than 15.
And he says, and you have such bag of holding.
Well, I can make some. Pretty quick, pretty easy. Heck, I can even turn that bag right on your back into one. I mean, if you like that bag, yeah.
And he kind of looks a little suspicious. And he says, the amount of work that goes into creating a bag of holding is no quick process unless this is
You're
some
an
sort
artificer?
of...
And
No.
he'll kind of tip his hat and...
No, I'm no artificer, but I've seen
No.
the construction of elven bags of holding. This is a very intensive process.
Huh? Not for me.
Interesting. He says these are top quality bags of holding that will stand the test of time.
Well, unless you do something stupid.
Such
You know,
as...
I mean, it's not impervious to damage, so if it gets, like, pierced or torn, or, you know, if you put too much stuff in there, I mean, the bag can break. There's still limits to it.
But within the natural use of a bag of holding, no issues whatsoever.
Yes, sir?
Yes, there is limits. There is
No,
issues.
No, there's no issues. It's 100% kosher.
All right. So knowing that you are selling a temporary bag of holding, I would like you to make a deception check.
And I will do that. Now, I will also say, from a character perspective, Zizix does not know that it doesn't last infinitely.
Oh, he doesn't.
No.
I see.
He is not aware that his... I mean, above table here. He is not aware that his magical items lose their infusion once he infuses other items. So everything that he has sold or given to other people in the past, he has believed he is being 100% above table.
I see. Okay.
Before giving them an item. He is not aware that they lose their power once he...
That's amazing.
That's incredible.
I see. Okay, then we'll just call it a persuasion check.
We're gonna have a whole army of people coming for us, and it's gonna be hilarious when Zizix finds out. He's gonna be so pissed. Like, excuse me?
There are ways we can get this all for free.
Hang on one sec.
Andy gives Silas a look.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, one sec. My dice for all things not coming up in D&D Beyond.
Uh-oh. More technical difficulties. Just how we like it.
Like every single one of us here got kicked out of D&D Beyond and had to log back in earlier.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
really?
kind of what I had to do as well, yeah.
Huh.
That happened a while, like I think a week or so ago. I think everyone got kicked out of their account for a bit.
Yep.
Had to take the squeak out of the back door.
Oop, there we go, hang on. So you said persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion.
Yeah, that's 14.
14. And he looks at you and he says, well, I guess I just have to have hands on the merchandise before I could agree to let go of this wholesale.
Oh, sure. Do you want to pass me one of your bags that you're, just maybe not fond of, and I can show you?
And he'll go ahead and hand you kind of like a burlap sack that's pretty sizable. He turns it inside out and puts anything that would have been left in there inside of the crate with the scrolls. Says, "Here you go."
Okay, and then he will basically just get his tools out, his artificer tools, and then just kind of wave it around it. Kind of some, magical essence kind of seems to flow from Zyzzyx into the bag, and he'll say, "Well, here you go."
And he'll take the bag from you, and he'll put his hand in it, and it extends all the way up to his shoulder, and he pulls it out, and he says, "Huh. This is intriguing. And so quickly. It is very interesting."
Sometimes it's nice to know an artificer like myself.
And what is your name?
Well, you can call me Zyzzyx.
Zyzzyx. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna take a little time to take a look at this.
Absolutely.
And
you've always got to inspect your work. How do I know if I can make it better if I don't get some feedback? So I'm 100% open.
well, I can give you some feedback. Have you had many of these made?
Well, a couple of times. There was an individual that didn't listen to me. That's another story, but yeah, just a couple.
I see. Well, this looks to be of quality and of note. Let me give you my card, and he hands over a small little kind of like woven business card kind of thing. And he says, "We may be able to have some use of, if you're able to supply bags of holding. There's, quite frankly, a killing to be made."
Well, sir, I do have my own business, so I'll take your card for sure. And I could be a supplier, but just, just for brevity.
Sure. Where are you located? Where's your home? Where do you call home?
Bremen, but I haven't really been there for a while now.
Okay, well, I may have to stop by with some friends and discuss this arrangement further.
Well, absolutely. I just don't know when I'll be back there, so we're kind of on a mission, you could say.
I see. Well, but with that being said, and he's going to make an Arcana check. Says this seems genuine. It's very good work. And he starts to grab the spell scrolls, and he grabs the darkness, the haste, the greater restoration, and the warding bond spell scrolls, and hands them over to you.
Would you be able to send that to me in a message so I can get them all loaded into D&D Beyond appropriately?
Sure thing. 1 second.
Thanks.
And I'm sorry, but I have to ask. This guy has a business card. Was it
It was like
tiny
crocheted
scroll?
kind of thing.
But it'd be a lot cooler if it was a tiny scroll.
True. But are you gonna ask him about it?
You know what? Yeah. I'm gonna say, hey there. I noticed your business card, as you called it. But you're a scribe, right? Why don't you just make tiny little scrolls to hand out to people?
That's a fabulous idea. Are you in marketing?
I mean, I'm no.
And now,
I'm just intelligent, I suppose.
And he looks at you and he says, I definitely thought of that, but I decided, could take the time of one of my hobbies to make my card instead of using materials that I would use otherwise.
Mika, don't be rude. It's very nicely made.
I just think it'd be a clever idea. It'd be a lot of fun for your customers. That's all.
No, I like the idea. I'll take it into consideration. It may make more sense than what I'm currently using.
Just a thought, and that one's free.
All right, let's see. And the last one, I'm compiling the list right now.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Let it be noted that Lek is just standing there agape right now.
All right, so, and this individual, he says, well, I don't have anything to take to Bryn Chandler, so I guess I'm headed back to East Haven. Well, where are you guys headed?
That's where we're going as well, as a matter of fact.
Huh. Well, maybe I'll see you around then.
Maybe.
And he turns his sled around and throws some treats for his doggos and sleds off towards East Haven.
Oh, good, he's going faster. That's right. We just awkwardly walk by each other, haven't said goodbye for a long time, so that's good.
For the record, I absolutely could have procured all those items for free.
I'm not going to steal from people, Silas.
I wasn't going to steal, unless you mean stealing his life, in which case I was absolutely going to steal something. I'm joking. Who wants to hear the fish song again?
Oh.
Always.
As long as we can do it while we're moving.
Of course. Oh, there's a place I'd like to go, further up the river's flow. Where it is, I do not know, must be under all that snow.
Hey.
Why don't you try Eclipse?
I'm perfectly content listening to you sing it.
She's perfectly content.
Okay, make a
Clip smacks.
performance check, Lek.
Don't be so insulting.
Can't help myself sometimes. Let's see. 14.
Yeah, a sensible chuckle.
Thank you, thank you. Onward then.
All right. And you guys make your way continuing down the road with no problem whatsoever, following the tracks of the scribe that had left before you. And after about 3 hours of travel, you guys make your way to East Haven. The night has encroached upon you. The sun is set. and you enter East Haven at night. Where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
My contact by the name of Brock is going to meet us in a tavern by the above table. Is it by the lake, river? I don't
Lake.
recall it. Lake, yeah. Tavern by the lake. So I don't know that he's there now, but it'd probably be a good place to get lodging so that we'll be right there whenever it is we end up meeting him. If tonight, great. If tomorrow, that's fine too. Either way, we'll be there. What say you?
Yeah.
Great. Didn't think it was that unreasonable request. So let's go to the tavern by the lake then.
All right. Let's see here. Let's see. So that was called the White Lady Inn. You guys start to make your way towards the lake coastline and make your entrance into the White Lady Inn. And it's pretty busy here tonight, or today. It's still midday. You got a good group of people coming in for lunch and what have you. But the bartender doesn't immediately catch your eye or take your order or anything like that, so you have a little bit of time to kill before she gets to you. Are you guys finding a table, or are you going up to the bar looking for rooms? What's the plan?
I'll probably look around for Brock real quick once we enter.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check. Lysander?
I would ask Lek what Brock looks like, so I can keep an eye out too. Have I sobered up at this point after a day of walking and eating?
Yeah, you're sober. You're sober at this point.
Yeah, cool.
It's a solid 4 on the Brock search.
Yeah, you don't see him, but you're not sure that he's not here anyway, so... You guys left pretty quickly after meeting him.
Am I free to completely make up what he looks like, since I don't know that I got that information from you when we first talked
Yeah,
about
that's fine.
Brock?
Go for it.
Right, so yeah, he's a slight curl in his lip. His nose is large, like so large it takes up most of the front of his face. He has very tiny, beady little black eyes, and one eyebrow is always arched, and he is mostly balding, but he manages to keep a small little crop of reddish hair at the very top of his head, and then his ears are just abnormally small, considering the size of his nose. It's really quite perplexing. And then he has very big arms, but he's kind of let himself go around the midsection, you know what I mean? And his legs, one's like 2 inches shorter than the other, so he walks with quite the hobble. But let's talk.
Jesus.
Wow.
Sounds like quite the looker.
Okay, so I think you described what a red cap is.
Oh, no.
Fun to think that's in the subconscious. Yay.
Oh, man.
So is this actually what this guy looks like canonically now?
Yep, it's canon.
Fantastic.
Maybe I can make us a little coin, or at least myself. Is there a place where I can perform?
There is, however, it seems to be occupied at the moment. There is a half-elf playing a harp, and looks to be dressed in costume in a white dress, as the name of the tavern is the White Lady Inn. It seems that she might be some sort of staple here.
Silas will absolutely
bard.
sit and observe.
Oh, half-elves are so talented. Just love listening to them play. Just such talent, beauty, and grace.
She's not playing very well to your ears, Silas.
Ooh.
That's okay. Everyone starts somewhere. I'll just muster up a little bit closer and watch intently.
She continues playing, and people come up and give her very small tips, and some of them bring up drinks for her that she politely nods and accepts, and places them on the counter next to her.
Lek would like to give her 5 silver and buy her. Do they have mead there?
They do now have mead, yes.
Some. Then I will give her 5 silver and buy her a mead.
Okay.
Wink.
Whoa.
Well, you know, my eye problem, but still.
Wink wonk.
Most of my winks do end up being wonks these days, true enough.
Alright, so you return to her with the mead and give her a subtle wink with the wink wonk with the good eye that you have. Catches her off guard a little bit, but she politely nods and thanks you as she continues to strum on the harp. What about the rest of you? You're getting food, getting drink?
How much was that, by the way? The mead?
It's going to be 8 silver total, including your tip.
All right.
Andy will get a meal for her and then 2 for Carcass.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
I'll get a meal too.
Is this a food poison check?
Okay, the d20 is an 11.
And as you approach the bar and you start to place your order with the bartender, you overhear some of the patrons conversing about the frost giants of long ago and the leaders meeting atop a particular hill to the west to settle disputes and have one-on-one combat that happened every once in a while, and you could hear their blows echoing throughout the 10 towns. But other than that, that's all you hear as you make your order.
Okay.
And you guys place your orders. It's going to be 3 silver for a drink, 2 silver for a meal. You can do the math on your own for your particular requests. Unless you want chocolate milk, in which case it is 2 silver for the milk.
Oh, Zizix is holding onto it for,
A rainy
special
day.
occasions. Yeah, exactly.
All right. And the food gets brought out to you, the drinks are served, and you guys find a table to be able to sit down and eat the meal.
While they're eating, I would like to pull out the deity book that was given to me a few days ago.
Okay.
Up on that.
Yeah, I'll actually read one of my books from the library while I'm eating as well.
All right. Sounds good.
For the record, D&D Beyond isn't letting me add or remove any of my currency for some reason.
I had to go into my characters and re-click on my character again in order to get to that word because I had the same problem. But then
I went to roll that d20. It said, do you want to roll it for everyone? And it gave me, an option to just roll it to the DM or whatever.
Oh, my stuff's working perfectly.
Let's see.
As is mine, but they might be incorporating a few new features.
Yeah, it sounds like they might be working on stuff at the moment, which is unfortunate. Actually, they have a D&D game going right now, so I bet they're allocating all of their resources to their game to let all of ours suffer. In any case.
How dare they?
For shame.
Everyone go to that D&D Beyond game and drop an N in the chat, then come right back.
Like a drive-by.
You guys spend your time reading your books, eating your meal. Carcass, you have a nice couple of meals in front of you.
Oh, that is very good. I will eat all of that.
That did fix the problem, by the way, so thank you, Clara.
you're welcome. Because I'm right all the time.
I'm just gonna wait for a moment to speak with the woman in white, so...
Yeah, and you can find some time between her sets to talk to her on your own.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Just
What would you like to say?
ask her. You play quite well. Where did you study?
Oh, thank you. I just, well, I studied here. I started working here a few years ago. I've lived here my whole life, but, I just, recently started playing the harp.
Quite impressive. No formal training. You do quite well.
Oh, well, you're too kind. My name's Nikki. What's yours?
Darling Nikki, Silas Nouvelle of Cormier. A pleasure to meet you.
Oh, wow. Of Cormier, you're not from here.
No, unfortunately not, but I have enjoyed my time here. Been in this area for about 2 years touring the 10 towns.
Well, you must be very familiar with this area then. 2 years is a long time to be trapped up here.
And yet, this is our first time meeting and my first time in East Haven. Wonderful how time works.
Oh, wow. Where have you stayed this whole time?
Mostly Bryn Shander, unfortunately.
Oh, Bryn Shander's nice. You don't have the ruffians that you do in here, in East Haven.
Not as much, but there's only so many times one can play the Ballad of Old Bitey, you know, understand?
I don't think I've ever heard it.
Oh, would you like me to teach it to you?
Sweet Jesus.
Do you think it would be beneficial for me to learn this?
Absolutely not, unless you're planning to going to Bryn Shander and making a little extra coin.
I don't plan on going to Bryn Shander to play, no.
Then perhaps we should just go over a few local favorites.
And, oh, go ahead.
How would you feel about playing together for a little bit?
Is sharing the stage with you? That,
Provided you'll have me.
I think you might have to talk to the owner.
I'm terribly sorry. I thought you perhaps were the owner of the establishment.
Oh no, it's not, and she smiles and turns her head away, and she says, "No, it's I'm not the owner. He's in his office at the moment. But I really need to get back to playing my set. If you talk to him and can convince him to join me on stage, then I'll surely share this little space with you."
Very well. And Silas will go ahead and toss 5 gold in her thing and then go look for the owner.
All right.
Wow. Lek is just I don't even know if Lek noted that, but he's just, if he did, he's shocked that Silas would ever tip anyone so much gold.
Right?
Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. So you go over to the back office and you notice that the door is locked on the outside, Silas.
I'll just give it a quick knock.
And you hear her voice on the other side, saying, "What is it?"
Oh, hello. My name is Silas Nouvelle of Cormier. I was hoping I might be able to join the young miss on stage for a little bit. I'm a traveling artist myself.
Out of the question.
No? Perhaps I could convince you. I'm quite renowned in the 10 towns.
Quite frankly, bub, It's not about how good you are. The reason why we have a white lady playing on stage, or a woman in a white dress, is to keep the wraith at bay that this old woman died a long time ago, and she haunts this tavern if we don't have one playing that particular harp.
Now that is very fascinating. And they're opposed to duets, I would assume.
Well, I don't think we've ever done one of those. But if it's not broke, why fix it? Am I right?
I suppose your superstition does have a point to it. You know, I do happen to be traveling with a bit of a band of do-gooders. We could give it a shot and perhaps rid you of this wraith.
Yeah? And what's the cost?
Well, that would be something for further discussion between you and my band, as it were.
And the door opens, and this stout little gnome steps forth. And he says, "All right, well, you bring your party over here, and we'll do some talking."
Absolutely. And I'm so sorry I did not receive your name.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Glorious, I'll be right back. And Silas will go back over to the party and look to them for a moment and says, "We may have a job."
Oh.
Yes. The young miss playing on stage apparently is required to keep a wraith of a woman who died here at bay. Do you think we could defeat a wraith?
Well, we are here for a different purpose at the moment. Perhaps,
I wouldn't mind giving it a go.
as long as it doesn't take longer than a day, I suppose.
What would Vega know about wraiths? What could I roll to see?
That would be probably a religion check, if anything.
I
Interesting.
can chip in on that if you want, because Andy would definitely be thinking the same thing.
I assume Andy would be better at religion than me.
I don't know. We can each just roll if
Yeah,
that's
you can
okay.
each roll individually. That's fine.
Let's try that.
I'm not terrible at religion, so...
I got a nat 1. So that's a 4.
I got 12.
12, okay. Silas, if you would like to join in, you can do so as well.
13.
So you guys know that wraiths are usually the first foot soldiers for liches throughout history, as they have very impeccable movement. They seem to phase in and out of structure and people. You know, they're very nasty to deal with, and it would be probably more powerful than most things that you've encountered so far.
I would like it noted that Silas is more religious than both Andy and Vega.
I'm sure that's duly noted.
Well, Vega's a man of science, so that makes sense.
There's not much to read in Cormier. So, do you think it's something we would be up to, or shall I just let this one go?
I wouldn't mind giving it a try.
Now, Sam, you said they tend to be foot soldiers for liches?
Yeah, so outside of like your zombies and your whites, the wraiths, they are utilized for, things that require a lot of movement, striking, and getting out. Essentially, they're really evasive.
Would
Okay.
Lek know that? That they're foot soldiers for liches?
Go ahead and make a religion check.
Should I go ahead and make a religion check too? Or
Sure.
Wow, so it's 19.
Oh goddamn, Lex.
One of my worst things too.
19, alright. What did you get, Lysander?
Holy shit, a nat 20.
Okay. So... you guys would both be aware that wraiths are also selected as minions for liches and commanding an army, essentially, because wraiths have the ability to create specters from those who it destroys, and so if it takes one person out, they're able to create an ally within seconds.
I vote that we put this on hold, perhaps until we've returned from our excursion.
As would I. In fact, if part of our plan here, and I say this very quietly, is to procure some magical items and maybe some magical weapons along the way, then I would be much more comfortable taking this thing to battle.
That's true. We might find some helpful things.
Go ahead and make a stealth check, Lysander, because you whispered.
That is an 8.
Alright. So he changes his tone of voice subtly to be a little bit more hushed. But loud enough that maybe someone else might have heard. It's hard to say who noticed or not.
In any case, that's my stance on the matter.
I'm with you.
Well, I'm not here to make waves. Very well. I will simply postpone our appointment, but just for the matter of the fee, because this is a job we will be paid for. What do we think is fair?
Andy just kind of shrugs and lets everyone else decide.
How many are in our party total?
I do believe it's 8.
8. Okay. Say like 160, we each get 20 then?
What I was thinking as well, as a matter of fact.
I'll bring it to the owner and see what we can do.
I have all the faith in you, Silas.
And you, Lek.
Alright, are you going to divulge that information now or later?
Yeah, I'll just let him know, hey, going rate is 160, and we can do it once we finish up with another job we have in town.
And he kind of steps back a little bit, and he looks straight up to you, and he says, 160 gold, and I could be rid of this wraith, huh? Well, let me tell you that having her play up there cost me nothing more than a silver a day. The people of the town take care of the rest. I gotta say that price point's a little high for me.
Yes, but should she get exhausted or ill for a day, then you have no patrons for the day.
Well, that's not entirely true. I have a roster of women to play at the White Woman or the White Woman Inn.
I suppose that is the cheaper option, but wouldn't it be better simply to rid yourself of the problem And I'll I'll go ahead and just try and persuade him if that's something I can do.
Sure, go ahead. Ooh.
13.
Rolled a 19 naturally. He says, listen, while I understand that this is what you guys do, you're a traveling band of adventurers and you try to find jobs where you can find them, but to say the least, everyone knows that this place is haunted. That in itself brings in business. It's the white lady.
You're one of those types. I understand.
It's part of the attraction, and every so often we hold a seance in the back room. It's kind of part of the thing.
Yes, and you haven't had any untimely deaths, I suppose.
Not in a while, but those are explained away. I'd say, a few months ago, I'd say it was the last one. It was just some traveler who thought he was bigger than what he was.
Sure, of course. Completely understandable. It does happen. Well, should you find any need to reconsider, I think we'll be here for a little bit, but I'll simply let my party know.
He says, very well. Enjoy your stay.
Of course. And what was his name again above table?
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, I thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.
Likewise, thank you very much. And he retreats back into his office.
And I'll just go back to the table and say, a bit more than this person's willing to spend. It only costs him $1 a day to get the woman to play, so...
Well... his choice.
Yes, perhaps another time. Or perhaps we can simply arrange for performances to go off the rails and he'll have no choice.
No.
I would never hurt another artist or musician. That's not what I'm talking about.
I think he might need to reconsider the amount of talent that he's thrown away by just allowing a certain group of people to share the stage.
Well, thank you, Lysander. I am quite talented. I appreciate your kind words.
Of course.
Well, where's your friend, Lek?
Well, I have not seen him yet. Can I look for him again?
Sure. This time make an investigation check.
Alright, investigation, Sherlock Holmes. I am not Sherlock Holmes. 5.
Yeah, you ask around and nobody really knows who you're talking about, and your description is very poignant and to the, it makes for an interesting character that they surely would have recognized. But you don't stumble into anybody that knows who this person is or when he's due.
What time of day is it right now?
You're looking at like 2 in the afternoon or so.
Well, I suspect he's probably still tied up with his business for the day. I'm sure we'll see him later this evening. For now, it looks like we have a little bit of time in our hands.
What else is there to do here?
Yes. I wonder. Guess we could take a walk around town. We still have daylight, right?
No, it is nighttime. It took about 4 hours to make
Right.
from Bryn Shander to East Haven.
Yeah, still. East Haven's decently big, right?
Yeah, it's not quite as big as Bryn Shander, but it's one of the larger cities in the 10 towns.
Well, if anyone wants to take a walk around town. I've personally never been to East Haven before, and I wouldn't mind seeing the sights, as it were.
I was enjoying the music, but I'd be happy to join you, Lek.
Wonderful. Eclipse, I know you want to come.
I guess.
Oh, I'm actually surprised. Right, great. Well, three's a party.
I'll come with you.
I'll play the fish song for you again.
Yay.
I'll tag along.
All right. And just before we go, Lek runs over to, is it Nikki?
It was.
Yes.
Right. Runs over to Nikki and says, introduces himself. You know, we'll skip the whole name bit. Say, Nikki, when do you finish your shift of playing?
And she looks to you and she says, I have a break in about 30 minutes or so.
30 minutes. And then do you go back on stage after that?
I do.
When are you done for the day?
Oh, about 5 o'clock or so, and then the other lady comes into play.
All right. I might stop by around then and get you a drink before you go.
Yeah, that would be very nice.
Excellent. Well, I'll see you later, Nikki. And at that, Lek will go out the door with everybody else.
All right. I didn't hear from Carcass, Lysander, and Zizix. Are you also heading out with them?
Yeah, I'll go along.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be left behind.
Okay, very good. Let's see here.
Like a word.
Of course.
What are you taken with that half-elf?
I might be. I won't lie. It's been a while. Been rather busy since I've joined this bunch. Not a lot of diversion time, if you know what I mean.
I understand. And I thought we had something special.
Oh, we do. We do. But, let's put it this way, Silas, you are not so much a one-night stand as a long-term relationship.
I am thrilled to know this. Either way, have your fun. Just, don't hurt her. The fingers are a very precious thing.
Oh, please, I'm ever gentle when it comes to such matters.
Wonderful.
Lek is extra confident in that statement because he read an excerpt in his new book about the finger tentacles and their applications.
Right. Oh, man. So, as you guys exit the tavern, you see the frozen ice that extends out way into the lake, obscured by the mistiness of the snow falling in front of you towards about probably 300 feet or so. Everything just starts to turn white. You look up and down the shoreline, and you see that there's fishermen coming in from their afternoon ice fishing, dragging knucklehead trout up onto land and getting them into sleds and pulling them back up. You see a number of people going down to the boats, upkeeping on them. That pier that Lysander is so familiar with is just a stone's thrown away.
So it appears.
Aha. So, where would you guys like to go? What would you like to do?
So, my weathered traveling friends, what's there to see here? It's my first time. I'm, well, I wouldn't say I'm excited to see the sights. Having seen most towns here, I kind of feel I know what part of the course is, but is there anything of interest to see here? Anybody?
Not that I know of. I'm just following.
Yeah, I don't recall anything too special.
As I understand it, they have this incredible thing here called snow.
Oh, Silas, you're a sharp wit. Ever so sharp. Love it. Snow. Oh, boy. Well, it's still a nice night for a walk, if anything. Let's just take a walk around town, see if there's anything of interest.
Yeah, so you guys start to maneuver around the roadway here and make your way up away from the shoreline, and you actually catch a sign, Lek, off to your right that's kind of been pushed over and face down in the snow.
I will pick up the sign and look at it.
The sign reads, "Mind your pockets."
Is it next to a specific building or just a clump of buildings?
Kind of in an alleyway, and you bring the sign back up, you read it, and you take a look, and you see just the glancing shadows darting around in the alleyway. But once you start to turn your head and look in that direction, doesn't seem to be any movement coming from there.
Well, I don't recommend heading in that direction. And then I show everybody the sign and nod my head towards the alleyway.
And everyone else that's been here to East Haven, you guys will note that you have seen those signs throughout town, not just in alleyways. East Haven is known for having petty pickpockets, thievery, all that good stuff. This is one of the sketchiest places to live, as it seems there's some sort of thieves guild that fosters around here.
Interesting. So this is common in town here? Good call.
Oh yeah, it's pretty common.
Huh. Yeah. Well, here I was thinking Targos was the seat of sin, as it were.
What kind of shopping is there to be done here, if anything?
Well, I don't know. Is anybody else familiar with the shopping scene here in East Haven? Sure, there's something. Probably a decent black market, come to think of it. Not that I know such things or anything like
that. What would we know about the shopping here?
So you know there's a couple of weaponsmiths. You know that there are a few shops, but comparatively to Bryn Shander, not as many. There's probably 3 different shops here in town. One of them being a weaponsmith. The other one there's an alchemist here in town, and then there's also a general goods trade facility. But Lek, as you mentioned the black market, you hear a voice coming from the alleyway. Ah, I see you're interested in the black market trade? Yes.
Well,
Andy
good.
slowly turns in that direction.
Good sir, there are very unique items typically in the black market, so one would be foolish not to take such a place into consideration.
Well, let me just entice you in some... And he stops mid-sentence as his gaze fixates on Andy. And Andy, you see illuminated by the torch leading from the alleyway, is Timmy the Tooth with 2 silver buck teeth replaced where you smashed his out previously. And he says, "Oh no, not you. You've been haunting my nightmares for the last 10 days. Stay away from me."
Mandy shrugs and she's like, "Don't steal from people."
"That's the way of life out here. You don't understand. How could you know? You're not from here."
Andy raises an eyebrow. "If you steal from my friends, I'll take the silver ones out too."
"Don't touch my beautiful teeth." "I'm sorry, sir, but I cannot do business with you."
It's quite alright, good sir. Not to worry, not my primary business in town anyways. Thanks for your time.
"Have a good day." And Timmy the Tooth kind of vanishes.
Adriana, did that man wrong you?
In a way, he wronged a lot of people.
Well, I'd be happy to take care of him if you wish.
No need. He's scared enough of me as it is.
Yes, but he's not scared of me.
No need to deal out double punishments.
Very well. What an interesting character he was.
Yeah, looks like he got some shiny new teeth to replace the ones I knocked out.
Oh, you knocked those out. Job well done. I'm impressed.
Perhaps jab well done.
It was a right cross.
Oh. Apologies.
She's a cleric after all.
Of course, of course.
Hey.
So outside of an underground market, what else is there to do here?
I don't know, it's a sketchy town. You could probably find a brothel if you want.
Oh, no thank you.
Perhaps a place to...
I was talking to Lek.
Oh no, I try not to pay for that since I'm fully capable of getting it without payment.
Okay.
Well, I guess we'll see, won't we? In fact, Silas, how about a friendly wager? Tonight...
I am
Oh, yes.
I am certainly interested.
I thought you might be. Let's say 10 gold on who can bed someone first tonight once we get back from our walk.
Lek, I'm afraid I must decline. I do not play with people's bodies that way. For me, that kind of connection is very special.
Fair enough. I am what I am. I won't apologize for it.
Nor should you.
Do you need a throat lozenge or Eclipse? Sure, we could find something for you, perhaps in the black market.
I have no idea what a throat lozenge is.
Oh, yes, that's more of a southern thing. My apologies. Perhaps we just find something to suck on. Nice little sucks.
She will, slap him upside the face with her tail.
Oh, very dexterous with that thing, aren't you? Righto. Anyway, what were we doing? What?
Tell you what, you guys do what you want. I'm gonna go read up on some of this stuff on Diragar and Mind Flayers.
That's my backup plan.
And as you guys start to head in the other direction, you hear a voice coming from behind you, and he says, Lek, is that you? It's Brock.
Brock, there you are. Yes, it is.
Yeah, finally made my way back back to East Haven. I thought, well, got my work wrapped up over at Bryn Shander today. I thought I'd head out early, and lo and behold, here you are.
Yes, I have everybody here. We're ready whenever you're ready to be on the way, though I assume you probably want to wait till tomorrow when we have daylight, right?
Oh, no. Probably the best way to do it is to head out now, and come morning, we'll be able to spot it easier in the daylight.
All right. Well, I'm ready. Everybody else, are you ready to go ahead and head out now?
Yeah, I guess my reading can wait.
Sure.
I feel as I'm ready as I will be tomorrow.
Today, very, very good. Today is the day. Today.
Oh my god.
I feel as though I should have taken the bet now. I surely would be up 10 gold.
Well, you don't know.
Unless you're going to bed Pudsey over here.
I wasn't planning on it, no. I'm only breaking the one heart tonight.
I'm sure she'll forgive you. Or forget you. Either one.
Probably forget, although I am a bit unforgettable, even if just one conversation.
Yes, absolutely lack.
You say lack.
That's your name, isn't it?
No. Clever as always. Anyways, Brock, it looks like we're all ready to go. Shall we?
We shall. Everyone have their torches? Great!
Yeah.
Yes.
I can see fine without one, so...
I'll just cast my Wildfire Spirit and have him walk around with us.
Alright, yeah, that works. Little elephant buddy walking around.
I got a lamp.
Lighten the way for us.
Yeah. Alright. So, let's go ahead and take a pause here a little bit early from our 2-hour mark. And we'll take a short break and let the party gather themselves for the second half. I'm going to hang here with you guys. About 5 or 10 minutes, guys. So, how is everyone doing tonight? I'm doing well myself. Episode 29. We've had this 29 weeks now. It's kind of flown by. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. If you're new here, hit the follow button. Come back and get notified each time that we go live Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central. And if you can't make it or you need to catch up on previous episodes, you can hit the YouTube link down below. Just Twitch or youtube.com/SamsonPaul. I think that might work. I'm not sure. But otherwise, I hope you guys are doing well. Rogue, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a bit, man. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate all of you guys coming out to watch. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and run a short ad break here, and I'll be right back after that. Ah, alright. Let's see. What will the second half hold for the party? and welcome back to the second half. Rime of the Frost Maiden, episode 29. The party is just about to head out from East Haven to go search for the Lost Spire of Netheril, guided by Brock, the trusty, unfortunate-looking individual who has agreed to taking half and half, half payment up front and half payment at the end, to this location. If the rest of the party is back by now, I think we're good to continue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So, we'll pick up just outside of town. Brock leading the way with his torches, and he glances back every once in a while to make sure no one gets off track or misplaced, as it is dark outside and there's a nice cutting wind to really drive that wind chill vibe down. Let's see here. Just to make sure no one gets misplaced whatsoever. He glances back and looks to the party and he says, does anyone have any rope? It might be a wise thing just in case we get caught by a blizzard, and it's happened a time or two.
I do, in fact, have some rope.
Well, let's tie it off to everybody, and be sure to hold on tight.
That's a good idea, I say as I glance at Lek.
Yes, absolutely a good idea.
All right, who would like to make the survival check for setting up the rope to everyone?
I'll do it.
Okay, make that roll.
I believe in you, Vega, and I'll grant him some inspiration.
Well, thank you. What's the inspiration give?
A D6.
Perfect. That would be 24.
24, yeah. You create knots into the rope with a little bit of a loop in it, so actually people can just slide their arms in and keep hold, and it's a nice, safe alternative and helps people from losing their grip. You consider maybe just never undoing the rope and keeping it this way. You'd be scrapping a rope, but you'd have a tether to carry along with you while you travel.
Right on. I think that's a good idea.
All right. So you guys start to make your way out, and Brock will make his survival check. And he stops about 30 minutes into traveling outside of town and kind of looks both ways, looks around, and pulls back on the rope just to make sure he's still attached and continues forward. Let's see.
I fear this man may be as intelligent as he looks.
That's rude. Okay.
Most of the smart people you know real lookers, are they?
Well, not always, but in this case, I feel like this is a book that absolutely has a cover that tells you everything you need to know.
And as you guys continue forward and following Brock's every move, heading out northwest or northeast into the wilderness, you catch the moon just overhead through the parting of some clouds, and it's a vibrant vibrant blue almost, with all of the reflection of the clouds overhead and the snow. It's almost teal at this point. But then you start to notice, looking up, that you see this aurora throughout the night. In the 2 hours that you've traveled so far, this aurora has been imminent for about a whole hour now.
Have we seen this before?
You have seen this before.
Over Care Koenig?
Dinaval.
Dinaval. I never remember which is which.
Yeah,
And
they're
how-
both cares.
How long ago was that?
Clearly, he doesn't actually care.
I feel like it was about 15 to 20 days ago, roughly.
Is this where Leoponte and I saw Oral, or the giant bird, the ice bird?
No, this is not the same location. But the aura is the same.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Okay.
It looks very similar.
In that case, I would like to take a minute to gaze at the sky to see if I can see that same creature.
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check.
That's a 13.
No, you don't. You're not able to spot any flying objects in the sky at the moment.
I'll keep an eye on it as we are walking, glancing up every now and again.
Okay.
I must say, the sky is very unique. I've never seen it before. Anyone familiar with its origin, purpose?
Last time I saw the sky look this way, saw a giant ice bird, very majestic, but it was enormous, and it brought upon us a great blizzard. I believe that's some connection to Oral.
You don't say. At this point, Lek will kind of remember what, darn it. What, old man wizard
Or
said.
maybe he won't remember.
No. What, balls. What's the wizard guy, the friend. I really should remember his name. but I
Ravahess.
don't. Yeah, that's the one. We'll remember what Ravahess said about trying to discern what Oral wants instead of trying to stop her by other means. So you'll attempt to take a moment to meditate and commune to see if he gets any bites.
So you're gonna sit down and stop moving?
Well, I mean, I'm connected to a rope, so I could probably
You
close
drug?
my eyes. And, well, you can meditate while moving, Sam.
Oh,
Since, like I said, since I'm connected by a rope, I'll just kind of just allow the tug to tug me along, but I'll close my eyes and try and go within myself for a moment and talk to her.
All right. So you go ahead and try to focus your energy and your thoughts and try to absorb any sort of magical aura that might be present around you, channeling things that already preside within you and trying to get them to project outward. Go ahead and make I guess I would make this a religion check. Seems to be the most appropriate.
5.
Yeah, you concentrate your mind for the next 15 to 20 minutes or so, and you're just not receiving any connection, anything like that. As you open your eyes, though, go ahead and make a perception check, as you're going to probably be looking around in the sky, I assume.
All right, yes. That's better. 16.
16. So with that, you are actually able to see, just barely glancing over the crest of the moon, a large winged creature from this distance must be as big as a rock, an ROC, which is, I guess, like a small airplane, like a biplane-sized bird. This thing is, you see it kind of hovering around into place, just a small circle. You make the wingspan as it tilts to the left and glides around in that circle. And then you're able to spot something on its back. You can't really tell exactly what it is, but you see this figure moving and waving its arms or something just in a particular manner, and you catch the aurora just seemingly centralizing around the bird. And it starts to protrude outward and continues to light up the night sky.
I will fall in step next to Lysander and attempt to point out this phenomenon to him.
And with Lack pointing it out, Lysander, you are able to pinpoint it.
Is it the same one that I spoke of?
It looks to be that way.
I turn to look and say, sharp eye. Looks to be the one.
Interesting. I attempted to commune with her, but I did not receive any response, although I will admit I'm a bit distracted right now. Mine's a bit cloudy, full of other things.
Commune with her. What did you want to talk to her about?
Well, I do recognize that when we were at the temple talking to Ravahes, you were, well, certainly distracted with other things. And that I didn't mean to downplay your plight at all. Trust me. But one thing he did mention was asking her what she wants, and then going from there, as opposed to taking the route we were talking about, which he claimed probably could take multiple lifetimes, which I don't know about you, but I value few things more than I value time, so I thought it wouldn't hurt to at least try, since it appears she's in range, to talk to her and see what she has to say for herself.
And take a moment to consider this. Well, and is this creature considered a beast?
The thing on its back or the bird itself?
Bird.
Let me verify that really quick. I think it might be a monstrosity. Yeah, it's not a beast, it's a monstrosity.
Okay. Well, I do have 5 languages that I might be able to use to call out to it.
This thing is at least a mile away. Like, you're just barely seeing this thing. It's very small up against the moon, but you see these.
That would be one hell of a shout out.
Okay, and are we traveling towards it, or is it flying away from us in the opposite direction?
It looks to be in the northeast direction of you. You guys are traveling, I'm sorry, northwest of you, you guys are traveling northeast.
Okay. Well, perhaps it'll make its way towards our destination. Thanks. But even if it doesn't, we need to tread carefully moving forward. The blizzard that brought it upon us last time was quite a nasty one.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So, continuing traveling, Brock takes note of the Aurora and says, well, we might have to pitch a tent sooner rather than later and see if there's any retribution to this Aurora that seems to be an omen, if you will.
I pipe up on that note. And Brock, if I may ask, what do you know about this beast?
Says, what beast? I only see the Aurora.
I point towards the bird that Lek pointed out to me. That one.
And takes a look and he says, I'm sorry, I just can't see it with my small, beady black eyes.
Well, have you seen... Sorry. Well, have you seen a very large ice bird in your travels before that has accompanied such a sight that we see in the sky above us?
I've seen many birds in my travel, but I can't say that I've seen an ice bird. But truth be told, if it's more than 100 feet away, I have trouble.
Fair enough.
This is the one guiding us.
He can smell great, though.
I do have a great sense of smell. That's right, Lek. You know me so well somehow.
Indeed. I mean, look at that schnoz. Good lord. What have you done?
I've made the perfect man to guide us through the night. Thank you very much.
So Brock continues to lead you guys for probably another hour and a half northeast around that general direction. Huh?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to press the talk. I'm riffing on stupid shit. You continue.
Okay. And he stops moving, and the Aurora is still active, but you feel that that drop in temperature. And he looks back to you and he says, I have this gargantuan urge to sit and lie down like it's about to rain, because as a guide, I have those instincts of a dog, and it makes up for my lack of sight. But I think there's some weather coming we should probably get ready for.
I would agree with that assessment.
Did you all bring tents?
We have tents, yeah. I don't remember who's carrying them. It might even be me.
I think you have 2 of them.
And I have one as well.
And Brock, he starts to set up his tent. and it's a very small tent. It'll house just him, and he seems to be having a little bit of trouble getting it to set up correctly. Whoever is setting up tents for the party, please make a survival check.
On it.
I will assist him.
Okay.
Nat 20, so 25.
Very nice. So you assist everyone with getting their tents with the roll that good, because you get yours propped up, and you start assisting with not only the other one of your parties, but with also with Brox, as he's seemingly having a struggle. You look to him and you see him just holding up those rods that slip through the little slots, and he's just trying to line them up. And you see his beady little eyes cinched in hard, trying to focus and try to thread the needle, but he's just missing each time. But you're able to provide some clarity for him and thread the needle for him.
Right on.
So, when the tents are set up, the snow starts to fall a lot heavier than it has been. That wind starts to pick up and create a nice roaring sound, a subtle roaring sound across the tundra. What would you guys like to do? Are you setting up watches, or what's the plan?
I'll be glad to first watch.
I don't have a tent myself, but I wouldn't mind taking watch with Lysander.
So it's 2 to a tent, actually. 2 to a tent would put us 2 people short of having space, right?
Yeah, so that can be whatever 2 people are taking watch.
Gotcha. Yep.
We can just cycle.
All right. So first up is going to be Lysander and whom?
I'll join Lysander.
Okay.
Let's see who's alive at the end of watch.
So, as the night grows cold and the wind picks up and whips up any fresh snow that's freshly fallen on the ground into a little bit of a snow drift, you guys find yourselves keeping an eye around the camp while everyone else sleeps. What would you like to do?
Is there any dry wood or any wood at all around that we could build a small fire?
Yeah, so part of setting up the camp of what Brock did is he created a little bit of a fire hole. Essentially, he carved out a nice 3-foot hole in the snow and started a fire, and he brought along some extra firewood to go along with it.
Then yeah, I'll make sure to keep the fire fed.
Lysander, do you have a moment?
I think we've got plenty.
Wonderful. I want to offer my sympathies to you.
I appreciate that. Truly I do.
Of course. I cannot pretend to know what you've gone through as of late, especially after your more recent discovery, but I assure you, were I in the same situation, I probably would have handled it not as well.
Well, I'm not sure that I am handling it well. I'm just trying to keep moving forward.
Is there something further weighing on you?
Well, there's just a lot to process and a lot to sort out, and there are many, many unanswered questions that I will probably never get answered.
I find it best to understand that not everything has or needs an answer. I know as, well, living beings here, it is our goals and wishes to find all the answers we can, but sometimes simply surrendering and saying that there is no answer helps you move on a little bit quicker. That being said, while I am with you all, I will search for any answer I can find to aid you all. Just, I may ask for assistance of my own sometime down the line.
I think that sounds entirely reasonable. I guess to answer your question, the one big thing that weighs on me particularly is how my mother fared. She didn't know. I never told her what I was doing. Never told her about this project, crafting this body to transfer my life force into. She never knew. All she knew, for all I know that she knows, is that I just disappeared. And I think that is the most nightmarish thing that any parent could ever endure, is losing a child. And it's so bad without her answers as well.
I can't say I relate. Mothers are not necessarily my strong suit, but hopefully we can find something to kind of put your mind at ease. Who knows? Maybe that Rubberhesh fellow can send a message backwards of some kind.
Maybe.
We'll find an answer. One day.
Well, again, I do appreciate your sympathy.
It literally costs me nothing, so.
I kind of chuckle at that.
And the rest of your watch goes without a hitch. Who would you like to wake up next?
Which two hate each other the most?
Probably you and me, if I'm being honest.
Yes, but after us. I know, chances are it's me and many of these people.
Well, I'd like to have a talk with Vega, so I'm gonna wake him up and I'm gonna stay up for a little while. You get some rest.
Very well, Vega, and you can take the next watch. Big man, get up, it's your turn.
Works for me.
Alright. What would you like to do during your watch? Lysander's already said that he's keeping the fire afloat. The wind is cutting in a little bit stronger. It's starting to pick up. Snowflakes are congregating into blobs almost and just falling from the sky just so very heavily.
Well, I guess Lysander said he was wanting to talk to me, but if I didn't know that yet, I would probably get out my book to start reading until he started talking to me.
Okay, so Vega sits by the fire and opens up his book. under the firelight and the light provided by the aurora above.
And I'll sit down next to him, and after I want to take a look around the perimeter just real quick.
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check.
$20, not natural.
Yeah, everything looks fine. It's very quiet outside of the sound of the wind just rushing over the tundra.
Vega.
Hey there, bud. What's going on?
Oh, I think you know.
Well, you got several things on your mind, but I can't pretend to be able to imagine what's at the forefront.
That's fair. And I don't think that it's any one thing either. But yesterday you had offered to do a little research to see if we could find out possibly where my mother was buried, possibly to find out what happened to everybody from my previous life. You're well-read, very intelligent, and with that, you also know many people. I take that correct?
Well, I know many librarians and educators and things of that like, I suppose.
Would you happen to know the name Obivok the Vivisector? He was a necromancer that helped craft this body.
Sam? Would I know that name?
You can certainly try to make a history check, but I will warn you the DC is very high, and I'm not sure that your modifier would actually allow you to get there. But you can certainly try.
Alright, we'll find out. Nat 20 plus 4. Holy shit.
Yeah, still not enough.
God damn.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about that, but there's something familiar about it. But you really don't know more than maybe a passing conversation one time in a library.
And I take it I would not be able to remember what random library that happened to be.
It was definitely in the south. It was before you made your escape north.
Gotcha. Well, bud, I'm gonna be honest with you. It rings a very, very vague bell. It feels like I've heard that name in conversation before, but I can't remember where or when. It would have been long enough ago that it was before I came north. So I don't remember, but I can do some more research. I believe I got your mother's name from you last time. Let me make note of this name too, and I'll see what I can find in our travels.
Sure. I'm gonna go ahead and lay it all out there for you, Vega. I'm gonna fill you in on specifically what happened here, because I feel like it's something you need to know. And maybe you can help, but you can only help if you know everything.
Well, I'm all ears. Well, maybe not all ears, but I'm a lot of ears. being an elephant, you know, they're big.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the reason that I'm still alive, and I guess that my soul is still intact, as near as I can tell, I disrupted the ritual of a hell god by the name of Asmodeus.
And Vega's eyes will instantly widen.
Oh, that seems to...
Asmodeus, you say?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm familiar. Proceed. I'll explain after.
Okay, well, you've piqued my curiosity, but in any case, he didn't take too kindly to that and placed a curse upon me. Said that once my flesh was depleted, my soul would be his to enslave in his hell realm. And so I had to get crafty, and I had to get creative, and I had to do it fast, because it would happen by the next blood moon from that point, 1,300 years ago. And I consulted every priest, monk, wizard, anybody that I knew that could help to release me from this curse, and nobody knew of anything. But then I got this idea that he can't take my soul if it's inhabited something other than flesh. So I came across this necromancer named Obavok, the Vivisector, and placed me in some strange tube with this amniotic fluid inside. And when I awoke in this icy valley, there was just nothing. Seems now that I must have just been dumped there, and that he gave up after who knows how many years. But apparently the transfer was a success after 1,300 years, it would seem.
Yeah.
But I have not heard word or seen anything from Asmodeus since I have come back to life.
Well, we may not be the safest company for each other there, friend.
I don't like the sound of that.
I mean, I don't have an active curse on me or anything, but, I'm not exactly on the list of people to be friends with when it comes to Asmodeus.
Are you telling me?
Or his followers.
Are you telling me that you are one of his followers?
No, absolutely not. But I have pissed a lot of them off.
Well, sounds like his cult is still going strong by the sound of it. Elaborate.
Yeah, they're... Well, I may have written a book. And that book may have outed a bunch of nobles from Waterdeep. And Baldur's Gate for being followers of Asmodeus. And they were not very happy about it. And that's kind of why I'm up here in this snowy shithole. instead of down south where I come from.
I see.
Yeah, and actually, when we were up at here, Inaval.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
The god that they follow is imprisoned by Asmodeus right now. So they are not the biggest fans of Asmodeus themselves, so that's why they have been so kind to us, is because they know that I outed a bunch of Asmodeus' followers and pissed them off, and that makes them happy, I suppose.
Well, I think that we're in the right company in that case.
I mean, there's more strength in numbers. It's like two people that he's probably looking for in the same party. It just seems like, narrowing his search window is all I meant.
So how do we release the god that they worship from his camp?
That's a real good fucking question there, bud. I have no idea. Sam, would I know anything about that?
I wouldn't say you would. That is definitely beyond your realm of knowledge at this point.
Alright, well, add that to the list of things I'm going to start researching.
Yeah, that sort of stuff, you would have to, descend down into Avernus and explore the knowledge within. That sort of information is literally contained in the depths of hell.
Dope. Alright, well. I mean, let's fucking go. No time like the present, huh?
Alright, we're going to pivot this campaign from Ride of the Frost Maiden to Descent to Avernus.
Hell yeah. So what, do we kill each other to go to hell? Is that the quickest way, probably?
Probably not.
Get Rabahest back, see if he can call up human for us. He can open a portal, right?
Yeah, definitely. By now, anyway, surely. But in any case, the rest of your watch goes by without a hitch. Who would you like to awaken next?
Let's say...
I'll wake up the kitty cat.
Yeah, like Nicholas, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Alright, Lek, Eclipse, you are awoken by Lysander and Vega to take your part in the watch and keep the fire fed. The wind is grown to just about what you remember your blizzard being. Lek. It's gotten very strong. The snow is starting to come down heavily. But as you get up and stay awake for about 15 to 20 minutes, you see that the aurora overhead has started to dissipate.
Well, looks like the aurora's heading away from us, Eclipse.
Yep.
Hey, Eclipse. Does this weather remind you of anybody?
No. Should it?
You sure? Don't you remember feeling such power and intensity at another point of time in your life in the last, 10 10 days or so?
Nope.
Oh. I see. All right, then. Oh, by the way, Eclipse, I just want to reassure you that of all watchmen in our party, I am a first-rate watchman. I'd like to do a perception check right now.
Sure, go ahead.
6.
God.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that's the highest
see
watch
anything.
score I have ever fucking gotten. I've never gotten above 4 in I've done a watch.
Coast is clear, man. Everything looks good.
We are safe to talk about anything, Eclipse. The heart's deepest desires. I'm all ears. It's but safe out there. Just safety.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. I don't really feel the need to disclose anything right now as to you.
You know, Eclipse, I realize I don't really know you that well. Here, we banter, we have a little thing that we have, and it's great fun and all that. But what are you about, Eclipse? What do you care about above all things?
Care about the pursuit of knowledge. I admire stories and storytellers. I like to think of myself as one as well. Don't feel like I get the chance too much, but that's kind of my quest in life.
Really? Storytelling? Ah, well, Eclipse, let me say I'm sorry you don't get more opportunities to pursue that passion. I feel we only have one life, and if we don't spend it doing what we love, what the fuck are we doing?
Indeed. What? Indeed.
So, what's your stance on religion, Eclipse?
I consider myself religious.
Really? Do you follow any specific deity? Clearly not from the tip of the tongue. You're very religious, I can tell.
I worship the moon goddess that watches over my clan, as I was born under her moon. That's where my name comes from.
Ah, I see. And, how much control would you say religion has over your life? Is it just a general guiding force, or will you make the big, tough decisions based on religion alone?
It's more of a guiding force. I try to map out my own path, but, whenever you need, like, a helping hand, I feel like that's what they're there for.
I can accept that. Not much of a religious type myself. Only seen. Oh, yes. Believe it or not, I used to have a very close relationship with my mother. She was such a wonderful woman. Warm, caring, loving. Then one day I lost her.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry.
It's alright, it's in the past. It's been a few years now, but I lost her because of a squabble between two religious bodies over us. Ritual. Yeah. So I'm not high in religion. In fact, I hate the thought of it telling me what to do, how to do it, how to live my life. Actually, the anti-religion has made me who I am today.
I see. So you like people or things telling you what to do?
don't like people or things telling me how to spend my time. Don't like people or things, religion specifically, forcing me to waste my time. We only have so much of it, Eclipse. We ought to make the best use of it. Anyways, sorry to bring the mood down.
No, but you're fine. I'm surprised you felt compelled to tell me that much.
Well, Eclipse, if there's anything I've gathered about you, besides our differences in sense of humor, it is that you are a good listener. I've always got that vibe about you.
I don't mind listening to people. It's where, the best stories come from.
Right. Indeed it is. Well, I hope the next time we have a chance to talk so much, I'll have a more pleasant stories to share with you than that one.
Well, I'm sure you'll come up with something.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be something to tell in the future that I will consider quite pleasant. Of this I have no doubt.
All right.
And I'm gonna stare at her for like 6 seconds after.
Wow.
Just like to look around and like whistle a little bit awkwardly. You know what that?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Okay. It got weird all of a sudden.
Sorry, I lost myself there.
Okay. Was it my beautiful eyes that you just got lost in for a minute?
Oh, absolutely, Eclipse. I apologize. I do tend to stare more often than I ought to. Just a bad habit, I guess. What can I say? I am what you am. I am what I am, and you are what you are. And here we are together, being us.
Yeah.
I
sure.
really feel like Lek is trying to seal the deal, is what this feels like. Any case, but the rest of your watch goes by without any interruptions whatsoever. Who would you like to wake up next?
Andy and Silas.
Silas double dipping? Oh. Well. I mean, Silas had the first watch. You really dislike him that much?
Silas, you are awoken by two people who weren't aware that you took the first watch.
Oh. What is it?
Oh, this one's all you.
Oh, shit. Oops. Sorry. Didn't mean to wake you. I mean, I did, but then I realized you had already woken up, so I guess you can go back to sleep if you want.
No, it's quite alright. Did you have a question for me?
Yeah, do you want to watch?
Oh. Who am I watching with?
Andy.
Oh, Adriana. She's fun. No, though. Please, awaken the bovine.
The bovine. That's a good name for carcass. I like it.
Right, I'll awaken Adriana if you want to go ahead and waken Carcass. And I run away to Adriana. So.
I'm a chicken shit. Carcass. She's gonna like poke him on the shoulder.
Oh, yes. Is it eat now?
No, but I was wondering if you could watch outside for a minute.
Oh, okay. I could do that for you.
Thank you. You won't be by yourself. Andy will be there with you too.
Oh, good. Maybe she can get carcass with you.
Maybe. be.
All right. And Lek, you awaken Andy, and Andy, you are informed that it's your time to take watch.
Oh, okay. And she'll look up and see who she's taking watch with.
Oh, yes, it's a carcass. So enjoy. And then I will sleep exactly where she was sleeping. Maybe even sniff for a second.
Whoa.
What the fuck? That's it. Never mind. That whole moment we had is gone. I've lost all respect for you.
Oh, it's nice to know you gained some for me. I cherish that moment, Clips. I cherish it.
So you guys take watch, and it definitely feels like a winter storm is brewing. The wind is very cold. It's cutting even through your heavy winter clothing, and the snow seems to be coming down at a good rate. What would you like to do?
And I'm very hungry. Can we eat now?
Oh, sure, Carcass. And she's gonna check in for a meat hunk and offer it to him.
Oh, is that all that you have?
Well, is there water nearby?
There's snow and a fire.
I only ate once yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry, Carcass. Well, why don't you check your bag? I bet you have something in there.
Oh, okay. And I will dump my bag out.
There's still a cow in there, at least.
There is a cow in there. But Carcass, you don't see anything that you've kept over the last 25 days or so that you've gathered.
I will start going through everything and just pitching everything that was not mine.
Carcass, what are you doing?
These are not my things. Someone has touched my thing.
Oh, well, those things look edible.
But they are not my things. Oh,
Didn't you say your favorite food to eat was other people's food?
yes, but I need my things. They belong to Carcass. And some of them belong to Pointy.
Oh, well, I'm gonna do an insight check to kind of see, like, how he feels about his stuff being missing.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you can tell that Carcass is not masking very much, and what he displays as his emotion is his true emotion. He's not one to shield in that way.
Shit. Okay. So because he's clearly not happy, Andy's gonna say, well, what things in particular are you missing? I can see about helping you find them.
Oh, I had a lot of bloody things. All the things that I collected. And I had a lot of Pointy's money.
Oh. Well, Carcass, I'm sure he wouldn't be upset with you. I mean, he's not here.
No, but I was holding it in case I ever see him again. And then I could show him and he would be very proud of Carcass.
Oh. Well, how about this? How about we save up money every job we do and put it in your bag until we have the same amount?
That is what Carcass was doing.
Okay.
Carcass got paid a lot of money for the big round thing that cooks the food.
The what?
The big thing, it cooks the food.
Wait.
I got paid a lot of money for just watching.
And who told you to watch Carcass?
Oh, Pointy told me to watch. He is my best friend.
Dear. Okay. So you and Pointy took the thing that makes the food.
Yes, you put things in it and you cook.
Did was it just you and Pointy?
Oh no. We had a lot of help.
From who?
Some of our friends, the ones that you don't like, you punched him, but it is okay because I gave him things to help him get his teeth fixed.
Oh. Timmy the Tooth.
Oh yes, he's very nice.
But Carcass, you know a lot of people were depending on that to eat.
Yes, but Pointy said that we were depending on that to make money.
But isn't it more important that people eat?
Oh, no.
Okay.
But what is more important is I am also missing a head and a heart.
Oh. I'm sorry, Carcass.
Yes, those are my things.
I'm sure we could maybe get more.
But I want my things. They were mine.
Sorry, buddy. And she's gonna pat him on the back.
It's okay because I will find who took my things and I will kill them all.
Andy kind of keeps patting his back a little awkwardly.
Not
Will
just
you
any heart.
Will you help me find my things?
I'll do what I can. Sometimes things like a head and a heart, they get old with time and they decay. And they get, and then she just kind of takes some snow and packs it into a ball and she shows it to him like it's, a head. And then she says, and then as things get older, when they're like a head or a heart, she kind of crumbles the snow and it falls through her fingers and she shows him that and she's like, sometimes that happens.
Yes, that is the part I like.
Well, maybe that's what happened.
Yes, but my bag is not covered how it was. It smells better. I don't like it.
That is odd. Well, we can definitely try and find your things and maybe add some new things that you'll like.
Okay, I'm going to go and stand up and go over to the tents and start yelling into everyone to wake up that we are going to go fund Carcass's thing.
Carcass, not yet! Carcass! Sorry guys. She's gonna kind of try to escort Carcass out of there.
And as she does, I'm gonna keep yelling, my things!
Carcass,
Come help me fund my things!
Carcass, they have to sleep.
Everyone is awoken by this.
What on earth is going on?
Attack.
What's happening?
Marcus says he is missing some things, and Andy's going to make eye contact with Silas from his bag, and he would like to kill whoever took those things. But at the moment, everyone's resting, and that's what I'm trying to explain to him.
Carcass, please go back to bed. I'm sure we can find it in the morning, or perhaps you'll even forget. And I'd like to cast Suggestion on Carcass.
Okay.
That is a Wisdom save at DC 15.
What is no surprise, I have got a 6.
Alright. And you are suggested to just go ahead and go to bed and forget about it for now.
Oh, yes, I'm very sleepy. I will see you in the morning. I will go lay down and go to sleep.
All right. And everyone else returns back to their tents, and Andy, you're left to finish the watch on your own.
That's cool.
Luckily for you, nothing happens on this watch either, as the sun starts to crest in the north over the mountain range. Brock starts to awaken, and he says, "All right, it's time to move out, everybody. Pack up your things, and we're about, I'd say, only 2 or 3 hours away. Hold on tight to that rope." And once you guys pack up camp and get ready to head out, who's going to be the one walking right behind Brock?
All right, it will be me with my amazing survival abilities. Lek, that is. Yes.
All right. So Brock will make his survival check, and he'll gather his bearings and say, "All right, off this way." You guys start to head in the direction in which he's leading you.
Knowing that Lek is second up there, I would also like to keep an eye on where we're going.
Sure, absolutely.
Just make sure he's not leading us anywhere stupid.
Yeah, no worries. Go ahead and roll your survival, but it's going to be enough to know what direction you're headed. Which all tracks according to what he told you before you guys left town, what direction you're supposed to go.
Okay. I don't need to roll it, I guess, then.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
But as you guys start to continue forth, Brock, he turns back to Lek and he says, "All right, so once we get over this hill, we're going to be going down into a valley. And it's going to be really important that we don't fall, because if one of us falls, if we're holding onto that rope, we're all going to be pulled down with you. So, but from what I understand, once we get down this valley, there's a small, what looks like metallic or stone spike that just protrudes out of the ground, and that's where it is. I've led you this far, Lek. I would like the second half of my payment."
All right. Can I insight check him?
Sure.
$11.
Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty reasonable what he's asking. He explains he's been duped before in other, tracking endeavors where he was employed.
Okay.
Can't get a real read out of his beady eyes otherwise.
Fair enough. I will go ahead and give him the second half of the gold then.
All right.
Hold on. Before he does that, I'm going to stop your hand from giving him that payment. Say, wait. None of us were privy to the deal except the two of you. I want to make sure that we get to where we're supposed to be before you get your payment in full. Because at this point, what other motivation do you have to continue on? I say as I turn to Brock.
And what inclination do you have to give me what you got when we get there?
I turn to Lek and say, I think you should give him 25% and then he gets his payment in full once we arrive to this destination. This whole thing is a gamble. We don't know what's there.
All right, compromise. I've already given you 10. I owe you 10 more. How about I give you 5 now? And then the last bit once we get there.
All right, go ahead and roll persuasion.
Well, that should be 19.
And he says, fine. I trust you guys, and I just hoped you would trust me a little bit, but I'll settle for just 5 more gold.
Very good. Then I gave him that, and I suppose we're on our merry way.
All right. And you guys start to make your way towards that that crescent hill, or the crest of the hill. And then you start to hear some shouting coming from the right. And Brock says, "Huh, do you hear that?"
Hard to miss.
And you
Pretty
all
amazing for your tiny ears.
what I lack in sight, I make up in other senses. And
Oh,
all you hear is, "It's fucking cold. It's fucking cold. It's fucking cold," at the top of like something's lungs. It's loud. And you start to try to look around and try to see what it is. Go ahead and make perception checks. At disadvantage, because this is technically a blizzard.
that is a solid 2.
13.
Vega got a
What'd you get? You cut out.
12.
12. Okay. Anybody else want to try to roll?
I got a 13.
I got
13.
you, Lysander. You got a 13. Eclipse, did you say something?
I got an 11.
All right. All right. So then with that, you guys kind of look around and trying to triangulate exactly where it's coming from. And then all of a sudden, you see this gigantic woolly rhinoceros pelting through the snow, saying it's fucking cold, it's fucking cold, it's fucking cold, over and over again. And it makes direct contact with Brock.
Oh.
And you see the horn of the rhinoceros just go right through the gut, as poor Brock's eyes couldn't let him see what he was seeing. And Brock is immediately impaled on this woolly rhinoceros. Now, I would like everyone to make a dexterity saving throw for those who are connected on the rope.
That's everybody, right?
That's everybody. Last that I heard.
Clips got a.
I got a
19.
natural 1.
21 for Lek.
Woo, 18.
I got natural 1.
12.
I got a natural 1 too. Twinsies.
I got a 9.
It does take me to 7, by the way.
All right. So, we've got...
How'd you do, Carcass?
Carcass got the natural 1 also for 4.
Oh, no. So, at this point, Vega, Carcass, Lysander, and Andy, you are all caught off guard by this so much that you can't disarm yourself from the rope, and you begin to get dragged through the snow. I would like you to make... Let's make that a strength saving throw to try to pull your way out of being in that grasp.
I got an 8.
I got that 25.
Okay?
I got an 11.
Okay.
I also got an 11.
So Carcass, Lysander, and Vega, you guys all are able to pull your way out of the rope, but Andy seems to have been caught by the wrist and is continuing to being dragged in through the snow as this woolly rhinoceros continues to charge its way through. and you see poor Brock is just lifelessly impaled on the rhinoceros's horn as it travels through. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna holler out at the rhinoceros and say,
I didn't hear what you said.
my push to talk keeps like working for a second and then stopping. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I'm gonna holler at the rhinoceros and say, please stop.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Dirty.
Alright. With that, the rhinoceros just hits the brakes kind of like Carcass does and slides a little bit through the snow. And he looks directly back at you and he says, "It's cold. I have to leave."
I understand. We will help you find a place to get warm, but you just killed our friend and ran another off the road, and we...
Yeah, your push to talk is messing up.
Yeah, I know. What was the last thing you heard?
Push our friend off the road and then...
And we could use your help getting her back.
And the rhinoceros stops at this point and turns and looks at Vega. So, Andy, if you would like to make a dexterity check to try to escape at this point, you're welcome to do so.
Also,
That's a
we're
what?
calling that guy our friend.
11.
An 11. So with that 11, you're able to drop the warhammer in your grasp that was initially causing you to have issue getting out, and then pull your wrist out of the loop, grab your warhammer, and you're able to stand upright even though you're pulled and plowed through snow. And as Vega is trying to reason with this rhinoceros, he says, "I know where I have to go, and I'm going now." And the rhinoceros continues in through the tundra,
With
eventually with Brock running out of view.
Brock. Ugh.
I'm gonna yell out, at least leave us our dead friend, you dick.
Really, we only need his pants or a belt or a pouch.
Not exactly. My damn gold.
Aren't you glad that I let you give him 10? His full payment? Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Lack, I would say this is a very important lesson in you in consulting the party before you make a deal.
Right. Yes. I will remember this lesson always.
You'd better.
Thank you. I only charge 5 gold for my life lessons, so you can pay that whenever.
Maybe I'll take it out of your ass.
You can certainly try.
It's my line.
Wait.
So, the party is in the wilderness, without a guide. What would you guys like to do?
You told us where to go, right?
You told Lek, and you were up there too, so yes, you would have heard him.
Well, I say we press on.
Yep, let's go there.
We're almost there.
All right, go ahead and make a survival check.
On it. Am I... Okay, is someone helping me, or am I just rolling a flat?
I'll help you.
Thank you. Well, I either got 12 or 13, so we're going
Okay.
with 13.
You guys, without the rope now, the rope's gone. I guess I should clarify on that.
But it was such a good rope.
It was a good rope. Put a lot of good work into it. But you guys make your way back to where you were plowed off course just fine and continue in the direction that you were headed. And you come down that crest of the hill and about 400 feet away, you start to see something protruding out of the ground, out of the snow. As you start to draw closer, a 20-foot high, irregularly shaped spur of rock juts out of the tundra ahead of you. Its smooth and shiny surface cannot possibly have been worn down by the wind. No, this protrusion looks utterly out of place, as if it's been thrusted into the ground. It's about 150 feet away from you.
Shall we investigate?
Yes, let's.
Alright. You guys get up right to it. And you see this thing just towering over everyone. What would you guys like to do? You're right up next to it.
Can search for any entryways nearby, or if there's like more of it hidden somewhere.
Yeah, so go ahead and make an investigation check.
$14.
Alright.
A Watson and a Sherlock, but
So with the 14, you start to make your way around this rock that's just straight up out of the ground. And you come across what looks like a hole in the ground that has been lightly dusted with snow. And it looks to be about 5 foot in diameter, actually, so it's a pretty large hole. It's at a very steep angle.
well, I seem to have found an opening. It's a bit treacherous, but if someone wants to lend another rope, and we can take turns lowering each other down, think it'd be worth a look.
I can help lower some.
All right.
I'll go first.
How far down does this hole go? I'm sorry, I missed that.
It's hard to tell because it's at a steep angle, but it's very dark once you look down.
When Brock got impaled, did he drop his torch?
Yeah, he did.
Would we have picked that up, maybe?
Yeah, that's fine.
possibly?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna relight it and drop it down.
All right. So you light the torch and you send it down. And you see it slide one direction, and then you see the torch go out of view. And then the reflection of the ice that's encircling this tunnel reflects in a different direction, and then it goes dark.
So it's not straight down, it like turns.
That's what it would seem.
Interesting.
Well, interesting indeed. Well, only one way to find out. Andy, if you will.
Who all still has the final
Lower.
kick or excursion on the mountain?
Well, my boots give me a nice little ability to ignore difficult terrain with ice and snow, so I shouldn't have too many problems.
I have mine.
Do you have your pythons involved or still inside?
Yes.
Then that may be of some use.
All right. So, Lex going down first, or are you guys using the climber's kit?
I mean, I don't know that I personally need the climber's kit, but for everyone else to follow me, then I suppose it would make more sense that way.
Yeah.
I'm bored. I'm going to jump down the hole.
Okay.
Ah.
Carcass, as everyone's kind of standing around getting ready to go down into the hole, Carcass, you go head first into the hole. Let's see. So, I need you to make a athletics check.
That is a 23.
23. All right. So you jump down into the hole. You go sliding straight down, and then you end up on your back and your face up, and you start changing direction. And then again, you land on the side of the ice tunnel, and you do another turn, and you're on your stomach again with the momentum of your body. And you find yourself inside of a very strange room. The slippery tunnel opens up an upside-down room, the contents of which are coated in frost. Across from the tunnel is a wooden door that's flush with the ceiling, which used to be the floor. The door is ajar, and flanking it are two identical stone statues that hang down like stalactites. Stalactites, sorry. Stalactites. Kind of like inside of a cave, the rocks that hang down from the ceiling. Across from the statues are sconces with upside-down flames burning in them. So, to the rest of the party, you just saw Carcass dive down there without any rhyme or reason. What would you guys like to do?
So, this may not be a popular opinion, but may I speak it?
What has that stopped you in the past?
Very true. He is not too pleased with any of us after last night, or at least it would seem so. We could just leave him.
No.
Okay, let me rephrase. We have about maybe 5 hours or so before he realizes what I did.
What you did?
I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
I put a suggestion into his mind to go to bed and to forget it. That wears off in 5 hours.
Oh. We're still not leaving him.
I wouldn't take his coin. I'm not an idiot.
Andy gives him a look.
So, I guess I'm not too privy to the situation here. What exactly is going on?
Alright. So, you know how Carcass's bag smelled like death and it was horrible? He was sleeping and I thought I was doing him a favor, so I took the bag outside, I got rid of all the gross things he kept within it. I have his gold, which I've been using to fund his food and any of his needs, and I cleaned the bag. And he just figured it out, and he's really upset about it.
Oh.
But he doesn't know I did it. And he shouldn't, because he'll kill me.
So he had his own money this whole time, and you've been paying for him this whole time?
Yeah, he doesn't understand the concept of money, and apparently, this is the fun part. Apparently, most of that money belongs to Leon Ponte. And do you know where they got it?
No.
They were involved in the stealing of the soup bowl.
Me?
Yeah, apparently Leon Ponte had Carcass keep watch or something while they got the bowl that made food, and he worked with Timmy the Tooth to do that. So Carcass was sort of, I guess, used by Leon Ponte to do this. Carcass, we really can't blame him. He was under the influence of Leon Ponte, but regardless, they helped steal that bowl. And so apparently we were on a ridiculous errand chasing after our allegedly kidnapped friend. So apparently he was holding on to that money for Leon Ponte, and he's very upset that he doesn't have it. I do have it. I've been using it to take care of him.
Good. And... okay. I agree with your statement that I don't think that... well, rather that Leon Ponte used him. But it would be in his best interest that he never see me again.
Who, Leon Ponte?
Yes.
Doubt we'll run into him again. He's probably long gone. He probably knew it was only a matter of time before Carcass innocently said something.
Right, well, Carcass, forgive my wording, has no beef with me at the moment, so I fully intend to go down that hole.
Oh, I'm intent on it too. He doesn't have beef with me either. He doesn't know that I was the one to do that, and we should all probably keep that to ourselves unless, you want me killed.
No, Gianna, I do not want you killed. Don't you worry, your secret is safe with me.
Yes, I'm simply saying, in about 5 hours, he's going to remember. And someone is going to feel that axe unless we think of something else.
I mean, we could just tell him we needed to rest.
Or we could tell him that Leon Ponte came in the middle of the night and took it from him.
Ooh.
Good old dishonesty, yes. One of my favorite pastimes.
Ugh, I don't know. I mean, then he'll murder the guy next time he sees him.
So will I.
If he ever sees... Oh, I guess good point.
Yeah, he ditched him, so...
That is a good point. He did ditch him. Poor guy.
Well, I'm sure you'll all work it out. Adrian, if you will, I'm going to head down. And I get on the rope and start climbing down.
Andy will help lower him down.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check, Andy.
That's a 10.
Andy, did you mean? Okay, yeah.
Okay. So with the bending of the rope, I need Lek to make a dexterity saving throw, as the bend in the rope was unexpected and it causes you to lose your grasp quickly.
6.
You completely lose grasp of the rope and you slide down the ice and you're on your back, and then you hit the wall on your stomach, and then you continue to slide downward until you finally find yourself into the room that I had previously described as basically an upside down room with sconces on the outsides of the on the walls that are burning downwards, and there is a door that is open, but the door attaches to the ceiling and stops about 5 foot up off the floor.
Is Carcass still in there?
No.
Carcass is gone.
Carcass is gone. Carcass is continued moving as the discussion was happening. So me and him have been texting what he has been doing.
I will call out Carcass's name. Carcass! Carcass.
Do I hear him?
Yes, you now hear him as you entered the door to your right.
Then I'll wheel back. Yes, I'm in here.
I'm coming to you! And then I'll attempt to get through that door up there.
Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check.
My specialty. 13.
13. You're able to climb and go through this upside down room, and you find yourself in a very frosted over corridor, and you see a door on your left, an open door on your right, and a lot of rock and rubble straight ahead of you. Meanwhile, who's coming down next upstairs? Or are you guys all coming down? Are you taking the time with the climbing gear? What's the plan?
I
feel
can
this
help
is-
everyone else get down.
Yeah, Zizix will want to go down next to be with Caucus.
All right. Zizix or Andy, make another athletics check, and then if it's below a 15, Zizix will need to make a dexterity save.
That's a 23.
Okay. So you're able to make it back down. Carcass and Lek, let's see. Lek, you make it into the corridor and you see the door open on your right. Are you heading into that door?
I want to just open the other door and just to see if I can see anything inside immediately before going to the open door.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check to open that door.
13.
13, you are able to open the upside down door, and you see a room that contains shattered and jumbled equipment. Much of it is near two heavy wooden work tables, one on its side and the other upside down. So Zizix, you find your way into that first upside down room, and you don't see anybody over there.
Then he's gonna call out. He's like, hello?
I can hear him, right?
Yep, you guys can hear each other.
I'm in the corridor through the door. Zizix, Carcass is somewhere further in.
So it's pretty dark in here. Is that right?
No, it's completely lit. You look and you see that
okay.
there are torches that are burning downward.
Can I actively look at this corridor to see? So they're burning, like the flames are actually flickering down?
Yep. Where normally they would be flickering upwards, they are
Upwards,
flickering
right.
downwards.
Okay. Definitely intrigued. Can I take a look to see why that may be happening?
Sure, go ahead and make an Arcana check. Carcass, you see Lek looking at the door across the way from you.
Oh,
Fine.
There is a hole in here. We should go down.
All right.
All right, I'll be right over. Just give me a second.
What was that number, Zizix?
15?
15. So you're determining that this is enchanted light, perpetually burning. So this sconce was enchanted at some point in time.
Gotcha.
Who's next to come down? Sorry.
I was just gonna say I was gonna follow down the hallway where I can hear Lek.
Okay. Athletics check to get through the door.
That's an 8.
You're having a little bit of trouble. It's about 6 feet high to try to get through the door.
Then I'll call out. Could someone help me with this thing? It's heavy.
It's open, you just can't get over the ledge.
I'm too short.
Believe it or not, I sold my rope when we were in Brinchander.
Can I roll insight?
If you wish, yeah. Who's next to come down from the very top?
Well, I fucking believe him.
I'll give it a go if no one else is.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna help everyone down before I go.
Alright. So let's go ahead and just roll an athletics check. How many people are still up there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or is it just 4? That's 5. Once you guys all meet up into the corridor, Zizix, you'll be able to make it up with your second attempt with some help from Black, who probably will extend a hand to give you assistance. Are you guys going to hang out there?
Well, you presume too much about me.
Okay, never mind. Carcass, are you going to help with sticks?
I'll help Zizix.
Alright.
There we are. Right
there
over
you
the
go.
hump.
So,
I got a 21 for my athletics.
yeah, that's good. And we'll go ahead and save that roll for the rest of them. You're able to get everyone down safely, and then that leaves you at the top.
I would like to be the second to last to go down, and before I do, I would turn to Andy, since we're alone up there, and say, by the way, you did the right thing.
What, by taking his stuff and cleaning it?
Yes.
Well, I thought it was a nice thing, but apparently he doesn't think it so much.
Well, true. But you did the right thing, and seeing as how I don't think Carcass knows or understands the value of money, and can stand to pay his own way, and I trust you with his finances and funds.
Oh, well, thanks.
Just felt like you know I need to know that.
I
That is all.
appreciate it.
Of course. And I'll hop down the hole.
Well,
Alright. Are you next?
yeah, I'll climb down the rope. I'll, like, secure it up there and climb down.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check.
That's an 8.
Yeah. So you tie it off, and then you start to descend down with the assistance of the rope, and then the rope slips, and I will have you make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, natural 20.
Okay. So you're able to stop yourself from sliding any further, and you can actually resurface.
Alright, I will try to secure the rope better.
Alright, do it again.
That's a dirty 20.
There you go. And you'll be able to get down just fine. And, okay. I got word from Carcass of what he did. Everyone is down. Everyone except for Zizix and Lek and Carcass are inside of the upside down room. Silas has just helped Zizix over the hump to get through the to the corridor. Let's see. And on your left, you see, once you guys get through the corridor, a jumbled up room that looks like it's been completely destroyed. You see a couple of chests that are wooden on its side and one upside down. And then to your right, You see tall bookshelves affixed to the outer wall that have spilled their contents onto the ceiling-turned floor. A large table lies on its side, one leg broken. A 5-foot-wide tunnel in the floor to the east leads down, and you don't see Carcass in this room.
How much time ahead of the others were Lek and Carcass and
About 1 minute.
I'm going to start casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay. So you're going to take 10 minutes to cast that as a ritual?
Yep.
Alright. Very good. What would the rest of you who are in this same area, what would you guys like to do during this time?
I want to look
Am I
at the
in the
books
area
that are
yet or
spilled
not
everywhere.
Yeah, you're in there.
Okay, I'll just hang back and kind of look for any trouble.
Okay. What'd you say, Billy?
Vega would like to look at the books that are spilled all over the place.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check.
That would be 15.
All right. So you see a lot of these books have not stood the test of time, but they are old. Really, really old. But there is one book in particular that you were able to find with that perception check that stuck out to you. And it's called The Magical Wonders of Netheril.
I might need to just spell that in just a second.
Yeah, I'll put it in chat.
Perfect, thank you.
Anybody else?
I would just like to look around, see everything that's in there. Maybe do some investigating.
A lot of it's looking familiar to you. The style of the building. There's a lot of stuff to unpack here as you're looking around this library, this upside down library, essentially. All right. If there's nothing else, while you guys are hanging around for Zizix, well, okay. What would you guys like to do during the 10 minutes that Zizix is casting the spell?
I suppose I'll just look around.
Okay.
All Vega will be doing the whole time is looking at books.
So Silas, you'll see the very obvious tunnel alongside the north wall inside the library.
Do you imagine they went down there?
Probably.
So what's keeping us here?
Zizix is casting a ritual. It takes...
I suppose if my spell wears off, it'll only be luck we lose, so that's something.
Yeah, I guess.
I believe Lek is still up there with you guys.
Oh, I thought Lek went with Carcass. Never mind.
No, I was checking out that room before everybody got down there. I'm assuming I didn't find anything of note.
Inside of the other room, across the way?
Yes, the one across the hall from where he went.
So you do find amongst the wreckage in there, you do stumble across a iron key.
So I hold it and look at it intently for a few moments before I pocket it.
Mm-hmm.
DM, just for clarification, are we all in the same room or are we across a few rooms?
So I thought you guys were all like in the corridor with two open doors, one in the library where Vega and a couple of others had gone into, and then there was one room on the left that Lek had wandered into to look around. And then when
Got
you
it.
looked into the library, there was a hole on the north side of the wall that you saw.
Understood.
And
Got it.
Zizix
Thank you.
entered the library. He cast detect magic as a ritual.
I suppose we have some time to kill then.
All right. So with that, close my thing. All right. With that, we'll go ahead and go with Carcass, who is continuing to explore down the hole. Carcass. This room that you find yourself in through the tunnel contains two metal cages, both badly damaged. Nearby, two roughly dug tunnels, one in the ceiling and one in the floor, lead to other areas. I think the one in the ceiling is the one you just came out of. Narrow windows along the bowed outer wall afford you a glimpse into the earth, which is this structure is impaled into itself.
Okay. Is there anything inside the metal cages?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
That is a 3.
There seems to be some sort of carapace inside of one of the cages. It's like it's a hardened husk of some sort. But once you go over to the cage to touch it, it kind of just comes apart. The metal cage is very fragile.
Oh. Okay. Is there anything else in the room besides the hole?
Besides the hole, you don't really see much of note.
Okay. Is there any pieces of this thing to pick up that was in the cage?
You could definitely take your great axe to it and cut off a piece.
Yes, I would like to do that very much.
Oh yeah, just go ahead and roll your attack at advantage.
With advantage, that is a 19.
19. Yeah, you cleave right into it and you pop off a little piece of what looks like a shell, now that you have a better look at it.
Okay, then I will put that into my freshly emptied backpack.
Uh-huh.
And then I will look into the hole to see if there is any light coming up.
Any light coming up from the hole? Let's see. So you peer down inside the hole. Yes, there is light coming up from that hole.
Okay, I will go down the hole then.
All right. As you come down this hole, this chamber appears to have been a wizard's laboratory, as evidenced by the upside-down storage cupboards and empty shelves fastened to the walls, the shattered glass and alchemical equipment strewn across the floor, the arcane symbols painted on what is now the ceiling. In the middle of the space, 5-foot-wide passageways punched through the ceiling and the floor lead to other levels. Near them, a partially collapsed wall exposes a room that lies behind.
Oh, well, I should look in that room.
All right. As you make your way over to that room and you slide open the door, you see a person standing inside of that room. And he notices you. And he looks and he says, who are you?
Well, Carcass is me.
Carcass. Perhaps you can help me. My name is Gendrick the Blue. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
No way.
Son of a dick. Not Gendrick. He's the worst.
He's the best.
He's terrible.
But wait, didn't he die in the first episode of this campaign? What?
That's why he's the blue now.
He was always the blue, wasn't he?
Or because if he was green, he would die.
I just assume it's a Gandalf thing.
What?
Why? Because he's a wizard?
Didn't they?
How presumptive
Yes.
of you.
You know
Didn't
what?
they kill
He's
that
the
dick
queen
for
of
killing
presumptive.
Ori?
That's right. They did.
Yeah.
They killed him for
He
killing
was supposed
Ori.
to be dead.
Piece
That
of shit.
motherfucker. I'm gonna kill him.
I'm taking this personally now. This is a personal attack.
Like, if you're bringing Gendrick back, I demand that, like, an elderly Dez is creeping along behind him with an axe.
And Ori's ghost.
Unfortunately, that's not the case. Ori's ghost, maybe. We'll see.
Fuck yeah, bet.
But I hope you guys enjoyed that session. I know that last part was a little rushed, but I was trying to get us to a cliffhanger.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Worked.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, I'm glad that the party abandoning Carcass could help you, Sam.
I tried.
Carcass abandoned. He just took off. We were trying to catch up.
Well, in any case, we'll continue this chat offline because I'm sure there's a lot to discuss. But for now, thanks everyone for sticking around watching the show. We'll catch you again next week. Same time, same channel. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.